The following programme was filmed in a licensed casino that legally permitted smoking. For advice regarding health issues associated with smoking, visit gosmokefree.co.uk or visit your medical practitioner.
Welcome to Poker Heaven, all in Romania. We're here in Bucharest for this year's Poker Heaven Romanian Cup, where players from 4 countries have descended on the capital for the chance to be crowned this year's champion. Now, throughout the show, we're going to be taking a look at the tournament as well as explaining the ins and outs of poker. This show is for both novices and experts alike. So stay with us as we go and take a look at Romania's premier poker event. A mixture of youth and experience gathered in Bucharest for the PokerHeaven.com Romanian Cup.
The first tournament, I think, in Romania. The biggest one.
Players assembled on the casino floor, eagerly awaiting their turn to draw for a seat in one of the 3 heats.
I'm feeling confident. If I pass the first table, I have a good chance to win.
How are you feeling today?
Just fine, just waiting to get started.
Got any tactics for today?
Yeah, but I'm not going to put them on TV.
I play a little loose aggressive, that's my normal play, and I hope I'll be okay.
Romania is situated in southeastern Europe, bordering with Hungary and Serbia to the west, Ukraine and the Republic of Moldova to the northeast, and Bulgaria to the south. Its capital and largest city is Bucharest. Nicknamed Little Paris, Bucharest has a population of 2 million and is the country's industrial and commercial centre. The PokerHeaven.com Romanian Cup will see 55 players compete across 2 days for the chance of the illustrious title and first prize of over €5,000. The tournament will be played over 3 heats, each offering 6 seats into the semi-finals. The first 2 heats will consist of 2 tables of 9 players, whilst Heat 3 will have a table of 10 and a table of 9. This is a knockout tournament in which the remaining 3 players on each table will progress along with their chip stacks to day 2 and the semi-finals. Here, 2 tables of 9 will continue to battle it out for one of the 10 seats at the final table, all knowing that a place here will guarantee they finish in the money. The tournament will conclude once a single player remains and a champion has been crowned. Poker in Romania is still very much in its infancy. However, 3 individuals have come through as the ones to look out for in the future. Cristian Dragomir, Cristian Tadeu and Reală Cristian went on to represent their country during the World Cup of Poker in Barcelona. There they competed against some of the very best poker players, including previous world champion Greg Raymer and the much-loved Daniel Negreanu. Amongst such international stars, the Romanian quartet were never seen as firm favourites. However, after defying the odds, they came second only to America in what proved to be a fiercely competitive tournament, an impressive feat for a nation so new to the international stage. Well, before we go any further, let's take a look at how to play No Limit Texas Hold'em. The 2 players to the left of the button, or nominated dealer, place the small blind and the big blind. These are force bets to get the action started. Then all players are dealt 2 cards face down. Now we have the first round of betting with the player after the big blind acting first. He or she can now fold, match the big blind or raise it. Once all the players have acted, the first 3 of the shared or community cards are dealt face up, and this is called the flop. Then we have another round of betting and the next card is dealt. This is called the turn. Then there's some more betting and the final community card, the river, followed by the last round of betting. Everyone still in the hand turns over their cards and the best 5-card hand wins. And here are the ranking of hands. Starting at the bottom, you have your high card. Next up, we have a pair, 2 cards of equal rank. This is followed by 2 pair. Then 3 of a kind, which is 3 cards of the same number, also known as trips. A straight is 5 cards in the same order with different suits. A flush is 5 non-sequential cards of the same suit. A full house is a combination of 3 of a kind and a pair. 4 of a kind is exactly what it says on the tin. A straight flush is 5 cards of the same suit in a numerical order. And finally, a royal flush, the daddy of them all. A straight flush ending in ace high. Right, so the players have arrived and they've all sat down for Heat 1, and it's now time to hit the felt as the tournament director is about to announce those 4 words that every poker player longs to hear. Shuffle up and deal. And so Heat 1 got underway as the first 18 players sat shuffling their chips in unison, waiting for the first hole cards of the tournament. In the early stages, no one seemed to suffer from any nerves. Players seemed eager to prove their ability and skill, never willing to back down from a challenge and show any slight weakness in their armour. Some thought that the presence of poker pro Christian Tardieu at table 1 would have inhibited some of the action. However, this proved not to be the case after Tardieu's dangerous-looking bet on the river was called, exposing a bluff to his opponent's straight. Throughout the room, the words raise and re-raise were followed by handfuls of chips being thrown across the line. It was obvious these players had only one thing on their mind, and it wasn't long before this aggressive style created the tournament's first casualty.
The guy who took me out, he won 3 hands in a row, 2 before me, okay? And at the last hand, I didn't believe him, and I risked all my money, and I'm out. It's good to have a tournament here in Romania, especially filmed and broadcasted, okay? And I think it's a good start.
It wasn't all doom and gloom for some. Adriana Knight, the only lady in the tournament, seemed to be off to a good start. As time went by, the players began to settle down, examining each other's every move, picking up tells and making educated folds. But inevitably, as the blinds escalated, the early short stacks were put under pressure. Ciprian Hriška decided to push all in post-flop, putting 2 players in danger of losing their tournament lives. After much deliberation, they both decided to call. A set of 8s for Ciprian was an unwelcome sight, and they were forced to exit after blanks on the turn and the river.
It was a good table, but one decision and you are still in the tournament or you're out.
Now, you may have noticed the small white disc on the table. This is known as the dealer button, and here's a short explanation as to what it does. In poker, a round disc called the dealer button is used as a marker to indicate the player who is dealing. Having the button is the best possible seat, as you'll have more information with which to make your decisions. The player with the button is said to have position, as he will get to act last. The button moves clockwise around the table after each hand is completed. Before any cards are dealt, the small and big blinds must be posted. These are force bets made by the 2 players to the left of the dealer button and are used to induce the players to enter the pot. The small blind is posted by the first player to the left of the button, and the big blind is posted by the player to the left of the small blind. The big blind is double the amount of the small blind and will act last pre-flop. On all subsequent betting rounds, the action begins with the first player to the left of the button. So we started Heat 1 with 18 players, and half of them have gone and only 6 of them are going to go through to the semi-finals. So let's find out who they're going to be and get back to the action. As the action continued in Heat 1, the differing playing styles started to shine through. Some chose to sit back and wait for the perfect hand, while others decided to prey on their opponent's fears. Over on table 1, Constantin Christiu began to dominate the table with his boisterous character and loose, aggressive style. No one knew how to handle the continuous pressure, and cracks began to surface. After Constantin made a pre-flop bet, seat 3 decided to move all in with only a middle pocket pair. With 2 overcards on the board, this seemed like a desperate attempt to save some chips, and ultimately left him with a seat in the sidelines. Moments later, Adriano followed suit and moved all in with her Anna Kournikova after hitting top pair on the flop. She was immediately called, and her hand lived up to its reputation after her opponent revealed ace-10, giving him 2 pair. Adriano was now down to a single chip and on life support. With the blinds making their way around the table, Adriana was left with little options but to make a move with any 2 cards. Ace-9 was good enough, and she placed her remaining chip across the line. But timing is everything in poker, and the young lady soon found out that she was drawing dead to 3 cards after Constantine revealed the cowboy.
It's my second tournament, and it was pretty difficult for me. I was unlucky, but I had AK which is a big card, and the flop was 8, 10 and something, and I went all in, and someone called, and he had 8, 10. He had 2 pairs, I had only 1, and he won.
As time began to tick away, many decided to force the action pre-flop by moving all in. Some folded, whilst others called. After some unusual betting and a board of 3, 10, 4 deuce, seat 3 seemed compelled to commit the rest of his chips with a pair of 2s. Macedon Popescu was priced in and made the call with ace-jack. A 5 on the river, giving seat 3 2 pair, and it wasn't until he was pulling the chips towards him that the tournament director correctly pointed out that Macedon had hit his straight.
Pretty disappointed. I had double-ended straight draw, and the only thing I thought was how do I make him leave the hand, and I went all in and he paid with 2 overcards.
And so we had our first 6 semi-finalists who all gave a sigh of relief as the tournament director counted out their chip stacks.
I was a little bit surprised to make it to the final tables. It was a tough competition, but in the end it was all good.
So, here are our first 6 semi-finalists. With over 10,000 chips to his name, Ciprian Hrishka will feel comfortable going into day 2. Daniel Sandu, on the other hand, will have his work cut out if he has any intention of reaching the final table. So it's congratulations to the first 6 players who've made it through to the semi-finals. But join us after the break when we'll be returning to the tables, as well as taking a look at some more basic rules to No Limit Texas Hold'em.